Good question.
What was your view of that last field goal that the hook shot Marvel took that seemed to stop on the rim for ages?
It did stop on the rim for ages, didn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of things have to go right to beat a team that's as good as they are. And so many things that are not in the stat sheet have to be the separator. And I thought they were better than us, tougher than us, more physical than us, more aggressive than us the first 14 minutes of the game. I thought that changed the last 6 minutes of the first half. I think the numbers were okay. We had 4 turkeys in the first half. But the things that are not in all of the numbers, the energy, all of the words the adjectives that I typically use about our group, I didn't think we were firing on all cylinders. And I didn't think that we were very good to start the second half. I thought the second half somewhat began just like the first half. I thought Solo was tremendous. I thought Andy arguably was player of the game again. The efficiency that he's been playing with over the last 6 games is phenomenal. He's ranked the 8th most efficient player in our league. And he's the only one in the top 40 that comes off the bench. And I thought tonight he was tremendous again. But you just have to have so many, as a coach would say, winning plays to have a chance. And I thought that even though we weren't our best in some regards, I thought Auburn made play after play after play. So it took everything that we had to have a chance.
Coach, with it taking everything you have, how big was the ability to get to the free throw line? I mean, I know that's kind of part of your guys' ability. But
it has to be. I mean, Travis, you can type that we shot 79.5%.
Season highs.
It is?
Yeah, season highs in both makes and attempts.
I know if you look at our offensive numbers, the numbers are skewed. And the numbers are skewed by free throw makes, and the numbers are skewed by we're first in the league in offensive rebound percentage. And tonight we were awful in offensive rebound percentage. And so our offense is okay. But what aids our offense, I think we were going into tonight, we were the second best offense in the league. But our points per possession is skewed by free throw makes, and it's skewed by offensive rebounds. Tonight, they shot 10 more balls than we did. We were a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. We had 0 team offensive rebounds, which speaks to how physical the game is. Making free throws, particularly with you starting 1 of 5 and then making 3 in a row, those were big. Those were big for sure.
When you get in a rhythm of getting to the line like that, do you think your guys build more confidence on that than most teams, given that it is such a big part of your formula? I know
we talk, that's a good question. We talk a lot about predictable shots. If you're going to shoot predictable shots, that means whoever's on the floor that's a rebounder knows on the rise of the shot, hey, my responsibility is to go get and to get back. 4 walks that line very delicately because sometimes he has more grace from me than anybody else. But that's also part of what makes 4 good and hard to guard. But even our players, to close the last 3 media timeouts, that's all they kept saying, predictable shots, predictable shots. And then we also talk a lot about playing off 2 feet with at least 1 in the charge circle. Like Jew, I didn't think Jew started the game very well. And when I subbed him out the first time, he goes, "Coach, I'm not playing good. You need to talk to me." And I said, "Well, you've taken 2 shots and you didn't have a foot in the charge circle." It doesn't mean that he can't make it, but it's just the premise of if you have a foot in the charge circle, you're probably in rotation. The defense is probably in rotation. And so if you don't make it, you probably have a better chance of getting the rebound. And then if you just study the numbers, where do most fouls occur? They occur within 4 feet of the basket. And so most of our offense is designed to play in the channel, and all of our plays, so to say, is either to throw it inside, which we haven't been able to do the first 3 years. Well, I guess we threw it inside to Nebo, but off penetration, we've got to at least get a foot in the charge circle. Play off 2 feet, shoot predictable shots, and I think we closed the game that way. I'm not sure when we got in the bonus, but we got in the double bonus right behind getting in the bonus, which was huge.
Buzz, it seems 36 and a half seconds left. Bruce takes the timeout. Looks like they're looking
You call every head coach by their first name?
sometimes.
That's pretty good.
I don't mind if they call me by mine.
I understand. I was just curious. I picked that up from Coach Deion Sanders. It was a joke, Owen. Go ahead. It's just a joke.
So he doesn't like
I'm not mad at you.
Anyway, Coach Pearl called a
No, you can call him Bruce. I'm sure you guys are buddies.
Anyway, he called a timeout and looked like that when they came out, they were really trying to set up a three-pointer to try to regain the lead. Were you anticipating that? Because they couldn't get a good shot. You guys did.
That was side out, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was side out, and they killed us on side out at their place. Devin is our defensive coordinator, and that is one of the adjustments going into tonight's game. How we played side out of bounds was different here than there. That's a special team stat for us, so it's our ball or their ball. That possession, whether they score off the action or they don't score off the action, but that possession they scored, they beat us 13-3. And on their side out, they scored, I believe it was 9. And so we changed that. I don't know if they were trying to shoot a 3. We knew the action that they were running. We had taught our guys at halftime yesterday of practice their sideline out plays and what our adjustment was going to be, and our guys did do a good job on that. I think Dexter was involved in that, wasn't he?
I think it was.
Yeah.
And if you could speak to just the defense in the last 4 minutes, I think, you look at the score, but the last 4 minutes, I think y'all gave up one field goal.
I think they made play after play after play, particularly one. He's just such a difficult guard. I think we got our 6th turkey, Olin. We only had 2 in the second half. And I think the 6th one was that possession that you were talking about, side out. That was our 3rd stop for our 6th turkey. And obviously, those 2 turkeys that we got in the second half, one was at the end, but the second one was late in the second half too. That first 10 minutes, we weren't getting enough consecutive stops.
Do you allow yourself at this point to think about what 2 wins over Auburn should mean to your postseason resume?
No, I've tried to mature. I don't want to get into politics. I don't want to have anxious thoughts. I want to be really careful in the words that I say publicly. And I'm trying to really make sure that I'm efficient and effective with the words that I use with our team. I think the thing that I have to make sure that I lead on, I literally just talked to our team about this, is we're writing a figurative book. And it's just human nature to want to talk about the words that we've already written. But it would be foolish of us not to give our very best on the current chapter that we're writing. And we'll see what happens towards the end. But let's put ourselves in a position to earn everything instead of leaving it up to public opinion and seeking the praise and the applause of others. Let's just edit our own book amongst ourselves and see if we can continue to get better. This is week 6. We're at +3. We're so thankful for the crowd that we've had the last 4 games. We don't win against Vanderbilt if we don't have the crowd that we have in the second half, and we for sure don't win tonight. Every team's going through this in February. It requires an enormous amount of emotional energy. And when we give, or when Buzz gives his emotional energy to somebody that's not writing the book, then I'm not doing right by our group. And so we're thankful. We swept Florida. We know that. We swept Auburn. We know that. We know that in the middle of February, we're playing 4 mirror games in a row. It's a mini mirror season. I believe we've lost one game to a mirror opponent, and that was at Arkansas. And the 4 mini mirror seasons, I think 2 of them are on the road and 2 of them are at home. Is that right? And so we're playing for +4 on Saturday, and we need a minimum of +4 to end the regular season. It's week 6. We're off tomorrow, and we play Tuesday, Saturday this week, and I think next week we play Wednesday, Saturday. The last transition we had in the last week of January from Wednesday, Saturday to Tuesday, Saturday, I think we lost at Arkansas on that Tuesday. So we need to be better in the transition this upcoming week. But before we get to that, we need to fill ourselves up physically, mentally, and emotionally tomorrow, and then be our best to have a chance to sweep LSU.
In the first half when you were
Nice jacket, Travis.
Thanks. In the first half when things weren't going so great, Solo gets a loose ball. It seemed to kind of get the guy.
Solo had really good juju, really good energy. I didn't think we played him at Arkansas when he got released. Practiced briefly that Monday. Travel odyssey to Arkansas, plays a little bit. Not enough for there to be evidence. Was he good or bad? Saturday we played Georgia. He wasn't very good. And I talked to him about that at Shooting with Buzz on Monday. I was like, hey, I'm not mad at you. I've got some clips I want to show you. You're not where you were prior to the Florida concussion. And we need you to get back because we need you, because we've had 3 forwards playing a total of 80 minutes every game. So we need your minutes. I thought the job that he and Andy did was so good. And I thought the change of tide in regards to momentum in the first half, to your point, was so low. Because he has, like, if you don't know him, you probably don't like him. But if you know him, you're like, yeah, I want him on our team. Because his mojo and his energy for someone his age and his youth, he's ultra. He would be a Mensa member if he took an IQ test, but he has such a unique personality. But I thought he kind of frustrated them, and that helped us. And I thought he was very, very much in his lane on what we need him to do in the second half. And I thought Andy was almost the point guard in the second half, but did a really good job on the glass. I mean, he had 5 offensive that's pretty remarkable. 21 minutes, 0 turnovers, 11 points, and 6 rebounds. He had, those two guys had 5 offensive and 6 defensive. Whew, it was big.
You all good? All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.